evening, and thank you for being with us tonight for our second Heritage Telethon. We're delighted that you could join us. My name is Tammy Drabina. I'm Executive Director of the Heritage Association, and we're here tonight to raise some funds for Heritage. And I'm here with Karen Rotkus, and she's the board president. And we would just like to tell you that last year's support was wonderful for our first telethon, and we were so grateful. It really allowed us to do a lot of things and keep the doors open and the lights on and continue our programming. And this year with COVID, we've had to cancel some things, so we still need your help. So if you could donate tonight, there's the phone number, 740-654-9923. You can call in. We have people standing by to take your call. You can go online, fairfieldheritage.com, click the donate button, or come over to the Georgian. We have volunteers standing by to help take your donation from your car, so you don't even have to get out. So there's easy ways to donate, Karen.
It's really exciting. Thank you so much, Tammy. I'm Karen Rotkus. I'm the president of the board for Fairfield County Heritage, and we're here tonight to really encourage you to get involved in history in our community. We really have invested and reinvested in Fairfield County. We have two physical buildings, both the Georgian here at 105 East Wheeling and the birthplace of General William Tecumseh Sherman on Main Street in Lancaster. And you know, these buildings cost a lot of money to upkeep, and we also maintain them and have daily tours that you can enjoy. I mean, certainly in this environment, you want to get out with your family, your children, and visit the historic places in our community.
Absolutely.
And we want you to come here. And you can schedule to come through on a daily tour, and we do that through our website. And our website is fairfieldheritage.org. And please go on there and take a look at our events. We have events all year long, even in spite of COVID-19. We've done many outdoor walking tours. You probably have known us from doing the historic tour of homes in our community, which we haven't been able to do the last 2 years.
Correct, right. Yeah. 2 years we've had to cancel it, and that's one of our major fundraisers.
Right. But what you can do is come to our events, visit the museum, and do it in a safe way. Wear masks. If you're vaccinated, you don't need to wear a mask, right?
Correct.
And you know, we've had a variety of outdoor walking tours that we've done throughout the year, and we've done some creative thinking on how to do a Victorian tea. We've done those through a drive-through, right? And we've got some new events that are going to be coming up too. So please check out our website, fairfieldheritage.org, and donate to history in our community.
Absolutely. So thank you, Karen. Appreciate that. So we have some entertainment for you tonight that we hope that you will enjoy. We have some music. We have little snippets from our walking tours this summer that we started a new thing so that we could socially distance and hold something outside and still spread our message and our mission of getting history out there to people so we can learn more. And they're fun. So we enjoyed doing that. We hope our participants did as well. And we have, like Karen said, some things coming up that we hope that you will participate in. Go to the website again and enjoy the telethon tonight, and we will see you back here in about 10-15 minutes. We're going live every 10 or 15 minutes, so enjoy, and we hope that you will be encouraged to donate to this worthy cause.
Hello, this is Joyce Harvey with the Fairfield County Heritage Association. I'd like to tell you a little about our nonprofit organization and what we do. Fairfield Heritage was founded in 1962 by 7 Lancaster women who realized the need to preserve historic properties. Without them, the beautiful Georgian Museum would most likely be a parking lot today. They had membership drives and fundraisers, and their foresight paid off in 1972 when they used those funds, plus many more donations from the community, including even pennies collected by school children to save the Georgian, and they purchased the dilapidated structure. Then they began the arduous task of renovation and restoration. It took 4 years, but in 1976, the Georgian Museum opened to great fanfare. In the 45 years since that day, we have seen thousands of visitors from all over the United States and the globe. Admissions are a part of our budget, but we also rely on memberships, gift shop sales, donations, and fundraisers to continue to operate both the Georgian and our other top-notch museum, the Sherman House. It is the only museum in the world dedicated to the Sherman family and their important roles in history. One museum is over 200 years old and the other is close behind. So as you can imagine, maintenance is almost constant to keep these landmarks, now entrusted to us, in good condition. This year alone, we've had to repair and paint an exterior wall at the Sherman House, and repair and repaint the roof at the Georgian, as well as repair there a stained glass window that was beginning to bow with age. Still more work needs to be done, and that is just one of the reasons we are here tonight. Our Telethon fundraiser is needed because several of our events earlier this year were canceled due to COVID. When things got better, we did try some new scaled-down events with limited numbers that included a Valentine's tea to go, Civil War round tables with social distancing, outdoor walking tours of downtown, and others. These activities helped, but did not make up for the cancellation of a major fundraiser, the annual home tour. This telethon will serve as our fall fundraiser, our other major source of revenue to operate for the coming year. But do not despair. We hope to have the home tour next June and have some amazing sites lined up. But until then, we need your help. If you can, please donate tonight to our telethon or purchase an item in our online auction. All amounts are appreciated, and we will be grateful for your support. Phone lines are open at 740-654-9923, or you can also drop off donations in the rear of the Georgian on the corner of Broad and Wheeling Street in Lancaster until 8 p.m. tonight. You don't even need to get out of your car, as volunteers are here to help. Or you may donate online at fairfieldheritage.com. The auction features a wide array of interesting items and experiences that you should check out. You have until 9 p.m. tonight when the auction closes. Auction proceeds will help our bottom line as well. We appreciate whatever amount you are able to give. Thank you for being a part of our ongoing mission to keep our history alive in Fairfield County.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As everybody should recognize who I am, and the young lady right here beside me, this is my wife, Anya, and when we come to Fairfield County each year and participate in Alley Park, we ask them if they remember her name. A lot of people, Mrs. Claus, but it's not Mrs. Claus, it's Anya. And she's always telling me to don't get any sugar cookies, Anya, so that's one of our little play things down there. So if you people would just realize that we're here representing the Fairfield County Heritage Association, and they're in need of money to support the programs that go on here in Fairfield County. It's very important, especially right now at the time that we're going through, that our heritage is something that's very important and needs to be preserved. And this is the place and the people that do that. And so we really ask for your support. If you would phone in and let us know, we would certainly appreciate it. Now, do you have anything, Mrs. Claus?
Just that we're here for you.
Absolutely, that's what we're here for. So have a good time and make sure you give us a call. Thank you.
Bye.
Save our children. Saloons must go. Saloons must go. What is it going to be? Boom or booze? I shall pray for you tonight. Sir? you myself. May I ask how you're going to vote, wet or dry?
Oh, dry, of course. Good water all the way.
Good man, good man. And how about you, sir? Would you vote wet or dry? Oh, no. Oh, I can't believe it. I would ask the ladies how they would vote, but of course, we can't vote, can we? No, but we will do something about that someday, won't we? Yes. Well, I'm in the WCTU, and we believe in moderation in all things good, and abstinence from all things harmful, like alcohol and tobacco. Now, I joined the Anti-Saloon League when it was formed in 1893, close by in Oberlin, Ohio. And it is now the strongest national organization for prohibition. And I wanted to join because I wanted to stop that demon seed of alcohol from ruining any more homes in our children. And you probably wonder, how did we get so strong? Well, we started out small. We have a grassroots campaign. We go to churches and civic organizations, and we teach them about the dangers of alcohol. And then, after we get loyal supporters, we go for politicians. And the politicians who will support our cause, and they will vote our way. And do you know that here in 1917, that there are more dries than wets in Congress?
Oh, yes.
Yes, that's a good thing. And most of these wets around here are German immigrants anyway, and since we're fighting a war against Germany, no one's paying attention to their comments. I think that we're going to do it because with wartime prohibition, there's more grain for the war effort, and also that means more support for our boys. I really do think we're going to have prohibition this time.
Oh, not to mention the work of Carrie Nation.
Yes, she's been a role model for all of us. So I think that we're going to do it, but until we do, I'm going to keep marching. I'm going to march until the blight of saloons is wiped off the face of the earth. I'm going to walk until the saloon keepers can no longer entice our children to drink and ruination. Until everyone knows that this is what's right. So, keep up the good job.
Oh, I will.
Sir, I'm so very sorry. I hope you will see things our way at some time. But, what is it going to be? People, home or booze? Oh! All right, the saloon must go. The saloon must go. Vote dry. Vote dry. Save our children.
There's a long green valley across the old Kentucky shore, where wild many happy hours away. Sitting as a singing by that little cabin door, where lives my darling Nellie Gray. Oh, my poor Nellie Gray, they have taken you away. I'll never see my darling anymore. I'm sitting by the river and I'm weeping all the day, 'cause you're gone from the old Kentucky shore. When the moon is in the mountain and the stars are shining too, I take my darling Nellie Gray. We float down the river in my little red canoe, and my banjo so softly I would play. Oh, my poor Nellie Gray, they have taken you away. I'll never see my darling anymore. I'm sitting by the river and I'm weeping all the day, 'cause you're gone from the old Kentucky shore. One night my darling anymore. I'm sitting by the river and I'm weeping all the day, 'cause you're gone from the old Kentucky shore. My eyes are growing blinder, I cannot see my way. Heard someone is knocking at my door. I hear the angel calling, I see my Nellie Gray. Oh, farewell to the old Kentucky shore. Oh, my darling Nellie Gray, up in heaven we will stay. They'll never take you from me anymore. I'm coming, coming, coming as the angels clear the way. Oh, farewell to the old Kentucky shore. Yes, farewell to the old Kentucky shore.
Hi folks, we're back live here at the Telethon. My name is Mark Taylor. I'm the director of the Georgia Museum here for Fairfield County Heritage. So we just want to remind everybody why we're here tonight. So we're taking donations here at the Telethon to help support our organization. As Tammy and Karen had mentioned earlier, with the pandemic, we had to cancel a lot of events. One of the main ones being our annual home tour, which is one of our major fundraisers. So we're just coming to you live here to try to get money in tonight. You can donate by calling the office. We have people standing by on the phones. The phone number is 740-654-9923, or you can go online at www.fairfieldheritage.com, click donate, and make your donation online for us. Or you can come by at the Georgian here tonight. We'll be here till 8 o'clock and drop it off, come to the driveway off the alley, and we'll take your donation here live. So appreciate all the help we can get tonight. And then also we have an online auction. We have several really nice silent auction items we have listed. If you go to www.biddingowl.com/Fairfield County Heritage, you can see all the items, and you can bid tonight up until 9 p.m. for all those items. A nice selection. I think there's over 60 items we have for sale in our silent auction. So dig into your purses and your wallets, folks, and get the money in here tonight. We appreciate all of your help. And mention one other thing, which is very important. For the Fox Foundation has agreed that for the first $15,000 we collect tonight, they'll match that. So basically, we get $15,000. It really equals $30,000 for us, which for our budget, that's huge. It'll help close up the gaps we have this year. Again, just give us a call. We're standing by, and we look forward to speaking to you. Thanks a lot.
Good evening. I'm Karen Rotkus, President of the Board of Directors of Fairfield County Heritage Association. This evening, I'm in the garden of the Sherman House Museum, and I'm here to talk to you about our 2022 membership campaign drive. You've probably heard of the term passing the hat. Well, this year, we're going to top the hat, and I'm going to start off by my own membership. I'm going to turn this over to Brittany Young, our first VP, and she's going to tell you how you too can become a member.
Hello, I'm Brittany Young. I'm here today to tell you how you can become a member of Fairfield Heritage. There are several ways you can sign up. First, you can call the Fairfield Heritage office at 740-654-9923. When you call the office, you will speak with either our Executive Director, Tammy Dravina, our Marketing Director, Mary Lawrence, or our Office Manager, Debbie Henry. Any of these ladies will be happy to set up your membership. Another way to sign up for membership is to log on to our website at www.fairfieldheritage.com. You can click on the membership link and fill out the instructions on the application. If you're already a member of Fairfield Heritage, you can simply fill out the renewal application that we'll mail to you in early November. Finally, you can drop by either one of our museums to pick up an application and fill it out in person. Here's my membership. Heritage can count on me for another year.
Hi, my name is Jamie Cole. I'm with the Fairfield County Heritage Association, and I'm here to talk about membership. There are several different price ranges to become a member. A student is only $10 a year. A senior is only $20 a year. An individual, only $25 a year. A senior citizen couple, $35 a year. And a household, only $50 a year. For those who might be inclined to give a little bit more, we have a business membership level at $75 a year. A donor membership at $100 a year. Supporter membership at $250 a year. Patron membership, $500 a year. And a benefactor membership, $1,000 or more a year. So as you can see, anyone can donate to and become a member of the Fairfield County Heritage Association. These memberships are good for 1 calendar year, January through December. But did you know there are a lot of other perks that go along with becoming a member? And to tell you more about that is J. Allen Matlin. But first, Heritage can count on my membership for another year.
Hi, I'm Jay Macklin. I'm standing in front of the beautifully restored Georgia Museum built by the McCracken family in 1832. Just for being a member of the Heritage Association, you receive a free admission to the Georgian anytime you come by to take a tour during regular business hours. The Georgian is open the first Tuesday in April through the second Sunday in December. Tour times are 1 p.m., 2 p.m., and 3 p.m. Be sure to call the Heritage office or log into our website to book your reservation. The Georgian is closed on Mondays and will be closed on Thanksgiving Day. Free admission? What a great deal. I'm adding my membership.
Hi, I'm Matt Brady, Second Vice President of the Fairfield Heritage Association. For being a member, you not only receive free admission to the Georgian, but free admission to the Sherman House Museum as well. I'm standing here in front of the 1811 section of the Sherman House. Be sure to look online to book your reservations and to find current hours of operation. They have my membership for another year.
Hello, my name is Pam Lanier. I am currently serve as the financial officer for the board of directors. I am here in the gift shop at the Georgia Museum, where if you're a member of Heritage Association, you'll receive a 10% discount off of most items in the gift shop. And you'll also receive a 10% discount off of most items in the Sherman House gift shop as well. And if you serve as a volunteer in either the Sherman House or the Georgia Museum, you'll receive a 20% discount off of most items. Isn't that great? Heritage has my membership for another year.
Hi, I'm Deanne Lightmaker, and I'm standing here in the gift shop at the Sherman House Museum. As Pam just mentioned, just for being a member of the Heritage Association, you receive a 10% discount on most items in the gift shop. And if you serve as a volunteer, you'll receive a 20% discount on most items here in the gift shop. Now, you do not have to take a tour in order to come to the gift shop. If you just want to come and go shopping, all you have to do is come to either museum, knock on the door, and a docent will let you in and lead you to the gift shop. We have a lot of unique items in our gift shop, but here at the Sherman House, most of our items deal with either the Sherman family, General Sherman, or the Civil War. With so much to learn and so much history to share about Fairfield County, the Heritage Association has my membership for another year.
Hi, I'm Candy Ashton. Another perk that you receive for simply being a member of the Fairfield Heritage Association is that you get the first opportunity to purchase tickets to our events before they go on sale to the general public. One of these events is our ever popular Victorian Teas that is held at the Georgia Museum. There are usually 3 teas held each year: a Valentine tea, a summer tea, and a Christmas tea. Also, as a member, you receive first opportunity to purchase tickets to our luncheons, featuring speakers on an array of historic topics. You also have first dibs on tickets to one of our informative walking tours, where we discuss local points of interest and share information about local historical figures. You can also get tickets to our fun and exciting bus trips. With all these amazing things going on, Heritage has my membership for another year.
Hi, my name is Cindy Smith. The Fairfield County Heritage Association is a nonprofit organization and receives no money, no tax dollars. All monies received from membership go towards the upkeep and maintenance of the Georgian and Sherman House museums. But our memberships alone don't cover the cost of all the upkeep, maintenance, and operations of our museums. So we hold several fundraising events during the year. One of our biggest events is the Tour of Homes, which is held the third weekend in June each year. The Tour of Homes showcases some of the finest homes and public buildings in Fairfield County. We also sponsor the Christmas Candlelight Tour, held the first Saturday in December. The Candlelight Tour is an evening walking tour with stops at several churches located in downtown Lancaster. Each church entertains guests with a short musical program. We also have a booth at the Fairfield County Fair, where we have an assortment of items on sale that highlight the Heritage Association. As you can tell, we work hard year-round raising funds needed to keep the Heritage Association, the Georgian, and the Sherman House up and running. With so many events to enjoy, the Heritage Association has my membership for another year.
Hi, my name is Enrique Jimenez. Another great perk of membership for the Heritage Association is a free subscription to the Heritage Quarterly. It's published 4 times a year, and it includes articles on historic events, Heritage Association events, and info on acquisitions and exhibitions. Here's to my membership for another year.
Hi everyone, my name is Mark Taylor. I'm the past president of Fairfield County Heritage, currently the director of the Georgian Museum, and also chair of our collections committee for the Heritage. Currently I'm sitting in the dining room of the Georgian Museum. The home here has many original items of the McCracken family. They were the original builders and owners of the home. And we also have many early Fairfield County pieces that are unique to our collection here. We're always adding new items as we can. Beside me are the 10 dining room chairs we have here in the home with sunburst designs in the back of the chairs. These are early 1830s Fairfield County chairs that we're able to acquire over the last year. As a member of the Heritage, you have the opportunity to serve as a volunteer. You can show off the many wonderful items we have here in the Georgian home, and you can serve as a volunteer over many activities and fundraisers. Consider serving as a volunteer to pay back to our community. Heritage has my membership for another year.
Hi, I'm Misty Harmon, and I currently serve as secretary on the board of directors. As Mark said, we are always adding little pieces of history to our museums. I'm standing here in the dining room at the Sherman House Museum, where we have acquired this buffet from the Caroline Rockwood estate. This buffet was owned by General Sherman's sister, Elizabeth Sherman Reese, where she resided here in Lancaster on East Wheeling Street in a house that was until recently owned by Caroline Rockwood. As a member of the Fairfield County Heritage Association, you have the opportunity to volunteer at both the Sherman House and Georgian museums. As you have been hearing this evening, there are so many exciting ways to become involved with the Heritage Association. The Heritage has my membership.
I'm Laura Bullock, the director of the Sherman House Museum, and we're here with our GAR exhibit, the Grand Army of the Republic. It was one of the most important organizations after the Civil War that was in this country. We are very honored here in Lancaster to have the birthplace of General William Tecumseh Sherman. And I've had the privilege of being the director here for the past 20 years. Heritage has my membership for another year. So I hope that you'll come and visit us real soon. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Mark Friend. I currently serve on the Building and Grounds Committee with the Fairfield Heritage Board of Directors. The Heritage Association owns the Georgian and the Sherman House museums. And as you can imagine, The age of these buildings, it's quite the cost to maintain these. There's constantly something that needs addressed on these buildings. Along with board member Matt Brady and I, we've spent a lot of time over the years, the last 2 years particularly, going over these museums from top to bottom, making sure we keep up with the maintenance and making sure these buildings stay structurally sound. It does cost a lot of money. We've tried to make the best use of our funds available to us. That's why we're asking for you to join the Fairfield Heritage Association so we can keep the heritage of these buildings for future generations. The Heritage Association can count on my membership.
Hello, I'm Zach Williams. All the board members and I would like to thank you for joining us this evening. We've enjoyed sharing information with you about membership with the Heritage Association. As you can see, we have a great start to our 2022 membership campaign. Heritage has my membership for another year. We hope that you too will consider becoming a member of the Fairfield County Heritage Association. Have a great evening.
Hi, I'm Debbie Henry. I'm the office manager and co-chair of our online auction part of the telethon. So are you wanting to still bid? There's still time. We have until 9 o'clock tonight, so get your bids in. So I'm going to go over a few things that are in our auction in case you're interested. And we will pan over here. We've got some Christmas bundles. You can see up here on top. Maybe you have somebody that you want to become a member, or maybe you want to renew your membership. We have a membership bundle that includes a 1-year membership. We have a Sherman bundle, includes a shirt, socks, a bust, an ornament, a Sherman book, a magnet, and a keychain. Have you always loved our Christmas cards that we do every year? You have your chance to but to bid on this year's Christmas card original painting. And that's done by Bobby McKinnon. Do you like rock mill? We have a rock mill bundle up here. Includes the Fairfield County jug, and along with some pictures and greeting cards. Do you like art and clay? We have an art and clay pogo kit. A pogo kit is where you take the kit home, you paint it, you take it back in, and they will fire it for you, and then you can take it home. Over here we have a handmade quilt. It's a beautiful quilt done by one of our volunteers. And then over here, we have Central Ohio China painters have done a lot of China paintings for us. And so that is one of the items. And then we'll pan over here on this table. Woo! Over here we have original paintings by Robert Kruger, and they're the barn paintings. They're very popular. We have here on the end, we have the barn at Fairfield, the fairgrounds. And then the barns back here are the barns at Alley Park. We have 2 of them. They're different angles. Yep. So then we're going to turn back around, the ones that just fell on the floor here. Those are by a local artist, and his name is David Coulter, and those are his original paintings. And you'll see this one is of the fairgrounds. And then we have this one. See if I can get it out here. And this one is of St. Mary's Church. Beside that, we have a original advertisement. It's a 1917 advertisement, and it's for stud service. You don't see that nowadays. Okay. All of our proceeds from tonight's auction will benefit the Sherman House and the Georgian Museum. I'm going to show you the sign. This is where you can go to bid at biddingow.com. And then coming up behind us, Tammy's bringing in a little fire truck that is also in our auction. So again, you have until 9 o'clock tonight to go ahead and get your bids in. If you're having trouble bidding or you're just not sure how to do it, give us a call, 740-654-9923, and we'll bid for you or help you through it. So thank you. Good luck bidding. And
Hi, I'm Bruce Garrett. I'm a docent at Sherman House and member of the Heritage Association, and this is Amanda. We're going to go back to 1963 when I was a 13-year-old paper boy getting ready to run my route. It's 4:45 in the afternoon, waiting for the truck from the Eagle Gazette to drop off over 200 copies of the Eagle Gazette. I'll take about 125 of those and head out through town. Across the street, papers are dropped off in front of Hazel Strayer's drugstore. Next to it was Buddy Bates' barber shop. Across John Streets was Tommy Barr's pool hall, and behind it was the old barber shop, or excuse me, the old post office, and the Grange Hall. Across John Street behind me was Fred Helser's hardware store, and we are standing in front of the old Dr. Ayers office. Going west on Main Street, today we come to a parking lot that used to be a restaurant. Next to it was Robert's Metal Shop, and on the other side of it was a small restaurant where every Saturday morning I picked up bags of hamburgers and cheeseburgers for the Saturday morning crew at Amanda Bolt, which was just up John Street. We had two factories in town, Amanda Bolt and Midwest Fabricating, and both are still here. Across the street from that parking lot is Taylor's Funeral Home. At that time it was run by Lou and Eleanor Taylor. Going on down the street, we have Clear Creek Valley Banking. And across the street from there was Dixon's store. You could get groceries, vacuum cleaners, sewing machines, notions and sundries, and you could get your work clothes and work shoes. Across the street up and just a ways was Marv Reimer's small engine repair shop. Every Saturday morning when I'd stop at Marv's, he would hand me a $100 bill for a 45-cent paper bill. I never had change. He would laugh and give me 45 cents. One Saturday morning, I went to the bank first and got $99.55 change. And when Marv handed me a $100 bill, I gave him the change. He never did that again. Over top Marv's workbench was a sign all of us junior high boys got a kick out of. It said, "Eat beans and pineapple and make Hawaiian music." We thought it was hilarious. After delivering the West End to town on Wednesdays and Thursdays, I would always come back and get the second half of my papers because they were so thick with ads from in Lancaster. So we're heading east, right next to the doc's office here. We have the American Legion, and right next to it was the home of Edgar and Mrs. Lohr, where they ran their restaurant right next door. You always smelled cigar smoke coming out the door of Edgar's restaurant from the ever-present stogie he kept in his mouth. So you see, in 1963, Amanda was a very busy town. Main Street was Route 22, carried all the traffic from Circleville to Lancaster, and was very busy. So thank you for listening, and thank you for supporting the Heritage Association.
Hi, my name is Cinda Thomas, and I am the chair of the Bremen Area Historical Society Museum. And yes, Bremen has a historical society and a museum. I am standing in our Miracle Pioneer Room, a replication of an early 1800 log cabin. This room is one of our most treasured and permanent exhibits, for it represents our first settlers, those who settled in Bremen, the small village of Rush Creek Township and surrounding areas in 1800. It also represents and is named after one of our most prominent and respected Bremen families for several generations, the Miracle family, beginning with John Miracle, who built his log cabin 1 mile south from downtown Bremen in 1809. I welcome and invite you to come to our museum, for you will see this room and so much more. Over the past 25 years, we have collected and archived over 10,000 items, and our present museum exhibit, Rush Creek Reminiscences, displays approximately 3,000 items and photographs featuring the rich and varied historical past of the village of Bremen, such as the Bremen oil boom, our military men and women, Bremen farms, families, churches, and businesses. Our lobby houses almost every high school graduation picture from the Bremen High School and the Bremen Rush Creek Memorial High School from 1905 to 1962, and sports trophies from the 1930s to the 1960s. We also have a community room that is available to rent for meetings and celebrations. So come visit us or become a member of our historical society. Through early November, we are open on Tuesdays and Saturdays from 10 to 2, and we are also open by special appointments. We are located at 161 Carter Street, just 1 mile south from the intersection of 37 and 664. You can also visit us at our website, www.bremenareahistoricalsociety.com. So we hope to see you soon. You will not be disappointed.
Greetings from Carroll. This is the only place in Fairfield County where two canals met, and the reason Carroll was founded in 1829 at the junction of the Ohio Erie and Lancaster lateral canals. Our downtown back then had dry goods store, hardware, harness shop, hotel, and grocery. World heavyweight boxing champion Jim Jeffries was born near Carroll in 1875. He retired after 6 years in 1905, saying he had no one left to fight. He was coaxed out of retirement in 1910, but lost that match, which was his only career defeat. Some other notable Carroll residents were Alice Kindler, a concert pianist and a longtime music teacher in the area, and Jacob Blue Jeans Brandt, who was the builder of several covered bridges in Fairfield County. The trains came through, and the rail line is still there, parallel to Route 33. The Carroll Train Depot is now at the county fairgrounds. We also had an interurban for about 25 years, and it was an electric train. Now, the Scioto Valley Traction Company Depot, for it was on High Street between Center and Lock Streets. We had a very good ball club in the early 1900s and beyond, and they were called the Carroll Blues. Watching and playing baseball was a very popular pastime for our community. Our school, built in 1910, was the first fireproof building in the state. Our sports teams then and now are very big in Carroll. So the Carroll Area Historical Society invites you to come and visit us to learn more. Come to Carroll, where living is worthwhile. You on the donations that we've been receiving, and thank you to everyone who has called in and donated online and mailed in checks. So I want to read off the names of our donors so far: Tim Kozar, Betty Arnsbarger, Cheryl Bash, Jean and Joyce Stoppenhagen, Jim and Jean Luce, Donna Lawrence, Leonard Gorsuch, Maggie Sabatica, Robert and Mary Taylor, Park National Bank, Fairfield Federal, Standing Stone Bank, Bonnie Cavendish, Janice Barnes, A Friend of Heritage, John and Marcia Boffman, Julie Berry, Rosemary Hayjost, Pam and Adam Lanier, Jack and Elaine Warnett, Jim and Sharon Hochtel, Mary Ruth, Stephen Wellstead, Will and Elizabeth Blend, Dolores Troup, Charlie and Diane Eversole, Buckeye Lake Marina and the Levacies family, Pete and Debbie Rockwood, Tammy and Ed Drabina, Mark Taylor, Lynn and Dave Patchen, Mike and Linda Kaufman, who just drove through a little bit here and dropped a check off, and Deanne and Tim Lightnecker, and our call just a second ago, James and Linda Wilson. So thank you to everyone who's donated so far. We're counting on you, so call in 740-654-9923 or go online, fairfieldheritage.com. And now I'm going to turn it over to Mary to talk about some of the perks of membership.
Hi, I'm Mary Lawrence, the marketing director. And one of my favorite things to do is to produce our quarterly history newsletter, which is one of the perks you get of joining Fairfield County Heritage Association. So 4 times a year, which is kind of why we call it the quarterly, we tell you stories about people from Fairfield County or places in Fairfield County. Our latest issue from this summer was about a stunt pilot named Earl Ortman, who grew up in Pleasantville, Ohio. He was descended from some of our early settlers, Emmanuel Ruffner, and he was a racer in the early days of speed racing in airplanes, and he was one of the very best in the country. And his remains are back here in Fairfield County. That's how his life ended up. But we stumbled on the story when we were looking for something else, and there was a headline that says, Pleasantville boy finishes top in speed race. And we looked up the Pleasantville boy, and it was Earl Ortman. So that was a fun story to do. In spring, we talked about Major League Baseball players from Fairfield County. And I found several. Robert Trout says I've missed some, so we're going to pick them up in the next issue. But before the Cleveland was even the Cleveland Indians, they had a pitcher from Pickerington, and Earl Moore, and he invented the sidearm pitch, first one to use it in a game, and he was a very successful pitcher in the major league. But we had other players who were successful too, and we told them about them in our spring issue. Our winter issue was one of my very favorites. It was the story of Mary Jose, who was a newspaper woman who grew up just across the street from First Presbyterian, and her little house is still there where she lived as an adult. She never learned to drive. She worked most of her career in Columbus, Ohio, for various Columbus newspapers. But during World War II, she was employed by the government to write about nurses in the European theater. And she flew over, was there for bombing in London, and then was landed in France and went with the crew of nurses who were following behind the D-Day invasion. And she was even there for the Battle of the Bulge, working in a field hospital in Luxembourg when the casualties started rushing in. She was on a 3-month assignment. She ended up working for 3 years for the government, both there and in Japan and China and Korea. Just a remarkable woman. So we've told the story about her. And another story I stumbled on while I was reading the New York Times about a new group called the Wide Awakes, and they were based on an original political group in the 1860 presidential election. So I looked up in our newspapers to see if we had Wide Awakes, and we did. We had 2 groups. They were marching societies, and they were against slavery. And we had one here in Lancaster and one in Baltimore, and so we told all about them. So it's a lot of fun doing this, and I think it's one of the reasons people ought to join Heritage, because you keep learning, and that's how you keep your brain healthy. Now, I may not be able to find my car keys, and I may not know where my car is parked, but I have since learned that when Sherman was named Tecumseh and he went to live with the Ewings, Mrs. Ewing thought it was horrible that a little boy was named Tecumseh because the Native Americans were our enemy. Okay, so that's one reason why she really didn't want to call him by that enemy's name. So you learn all kinds of marvelous things in Heritage, and how much you learn, how much you want to participate is up to you. But as we said, memberships have a lot of great benefits besides a subscription. You get free admission to our museums. You can come as much as you want, and So an individual membership gets you an individual admission. Senior couples, that's for 2 people to come in. Household memberships allows you and the children in your household to come visit. So that's one of the great perks. It's probably worth the price of a membership right there. You get 10% off most items in our gift shop. And if you're a volunteer at our museums, that gives you 20% off. So nifty things like our new Sherman mugs that we've just arrived this week sell for $12 in the gift shop, and you save $2.40 if you're a member and a Sherman House or Georgian volunteer. So that's another great perk. You also get first dibs on our most popular tickets, things like our indoor teas, which can sell out in a morning. Members get the first day to call in and order a ticket. And so that's another great reason to join. And it also is a great opportunity to volunteer in our museums, either the Sherman House or the Georgian or both, or be part of our special events like our home tours and our Halloween party and different things that we do. So we really think it's a great value. Student memberships are $10. Individual memberships are $25. A senior citizen individual membership is $20. Senior couples are $35. Household memberships are $50. Business memberships are $75. And they go on up depending on how much you want to give to your membership at the Fairfield County Heritage Association. So we appreciate your support, and we hope you will call us tonight at 740-654-9923, or you go online to donate at fairfieldheritage.com and press on the donate button, or you send us a check at Fairfield Heritage, 105 East Wheeling Street, Lancaster 43130. So, are we all set? Okay. Thank you so much for supporting Fairfield Heritage.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As everybody should recognize, who...
In 1920, the United States banned the sale and manufacture of alcohol. Ordinary Americans became willing to break the law to have a drink, leading to the rise of gangsters and organized crime across the country. Wet or dry? The big American issue. Alcohol was one of the most important political issues of the early 1900s. It was woven into the fabric of American life. Even tracing the history of alcohol in the United States is interesting. The Puritans set sail in 1630 for Massachusetts, and they had 14 tons of water, but 10,000 gallons of wine and 42 tons of beer. Even though there were legitimate reasons for traveling with more alcohol than water, it sort of sounds like an early booze cruise. We see the peak of drinking in 1830, which was 90 bottles of 80-proof liquor per year per person, which ends up being about 14 drinks a week. Today's drinking rate is 1/3 of what it was in 1830. Drinking in excess was the norm, not the exception. Should the U.S. outlaw alcohol, go dry, or should it keep it legalized, stay wet? This was the big American issue of the day. The temperance movement really got started in the 1830s. It had a slight decline during the Civil War. After the abolition of slavery, Americans were looking for a new cause to get behind. Prohibition only drives drunkenness behind doors and into dark places. It does not cure it or even diminish it. Mark Twain. Those who were against alcohol prohibition argued that alcohol was safer to drink than water in the days before early filtration systems. Federal prohibition of alcohol would take away personal liberty, and the alcohol industry helped the economy by providing jobs and revenue for the federal government. However, many believed that alcohol prohibition was the answer. Liquor money is usually bread money, meat money, or money that ought to go to clothing. The American issue. Those who supported prohibition argued that alcohol was dangerous because drunkenness increased domestic violence, crime, and accidents. Drinking alcohol was immoral. Banning alcohol would reduce poverty by putting money normally spent at the saloon back into the pockets of the working class families. There was enough support for going dry that the government added the 18th Amendment to the Constitution. The amendment prohibited the manufacture, sale, and distribution of alcohol. How did this happen? Well, if Americans really didn't believe that alcohol was harmful, they would never want to ban it. Formed in 1893, the Anti-Saloon League was one of the most powerful organizations in the country, and the one most responsible for ushering in this era of prohibition. They believed the more that Americans knew about the evils of alcohol, the harder they would fight for its prohibition. By 1903, the organizations of liquor interests recognized the Anti-Saloon League as the most powerful political organization this country has ever known. And this was said by their enemies. Members of the ASL became masters in marketing and advertising. In 1909, they moved to Westerville, Ohio, with the intention to set up a printing center where they could promote the dry cause and push for a national amendment to the Constitution. The League ran printing presses 24/7 and churned out over 40 tons of anti-alcohol material every month. 40 tons is equivalent to the weight of about 80 grand pianos. They use logic and facts, such as statistics and scientific studies, political arguments. They also used emotional tactics by emphasizing children and families would lead better lives without alcohol. And they use ethics and moral arguments by appealing to people's sense of right and wrong. Although the ASL convinced Americans to support the 18th Amendment, Prohibition did not go as expected. Crime increased. People still drank. The economy took a huge hit during the Great Depression, and a major source of revenue, alcohol, was gone. Did the U.S. actually go dry? Yes and no. Alcohol consumption initially fell, but steadily increased again during Prohibition. Banning alcohol was one thing. Enforcing it was an entirely different thing. Congress tried to enforce Prohibition by passing the Volstead Act. The act defined the legal alcohol content as 0.5% and specified that it was illegal to do things like carry a hip flask, give alcohol as a gift, or even to display liquor signs. Under the Volstead Act, there were some things allowed, and people used these as loopholes, such as medicinal prescriptions. Americans were still allowed to drink alcohol at home and use it for medicinal, industrial, and religious purposes. Medical prescriptions became a popular way to obtain alcohol. In 1917, the American Medical Association stated that there was no scientific value of alcohol as a medicinal tonic. Then, by 1920, they rescinded that statement and endorsed alcohol as a treatment to cure over 30 different ailments, from headaches to cancer. Walgreens Drug Company saw huge profits, 20 drugstores in 1920, and by 1929 they had 525. Another way to obtain alcohol through the Volstead Act was through grape juice. Wine producers legally sold blocks of dehydrated grape juice, and they called them grape bricks. When dissolved in water, they created grape juice. Product labels conveniently informed buyers not to let the juice sit too long, though, because it could turn to wine. The warning label stated, "Do not leave jug in a cool cupboard for 21 days, or it could turn to wine." The Volstead Act allowed for 200 gallons of fermented fruit juice per year. So this was a popular way to get alcohol at home. In the midst of the Great Depression, Congress repealed Prohibition. Politicians hoped that the newly revived alcohol industry would improve the economy by acting as a source of revenue and creating jobs. Although Prohibition only lasted for 13 years, many of its effects still remain with us today. Did you know that cocktails increased in popularity because high-quality alcohol was harder to find, and adding additional ingredients made low-quality alcohol taste better? Gin Rickey, anyone? Appalachian moonshiners evaded capture by modifying their cars to drive quickly around hairpin turns, which led to the development of NASCAR. Pop quiz. Do you know what the 16th Amendment to the Constitution is? The alcohol industry was the 5th largest source of revenue in the country, but they needed another source of revenue if alcohol was to be illegal. Congress implemented the income tax with the 16th Amendment, providing another source of revenue besides alcohol sales. This change actually paved the way for the 18th Amendment. When America was dry, Cuba and other Caribbean destinations served alcohol. Before the 1920s, boat travel was basically just New York to England. But during Prohibition, the booze cruise was a way to get on the boat and to get drinks. These are just some of the lingering effects of Prohibition that are still with us today. I don't know about you, but I'd say one of the biggest lingering effects is that bars began instilling indoor bathrooms for the ladies who were traditionally banned from the male-only saloons in previous years. Thanks, Prohibition, for the indoor bathroom. And thank you for listening.
Visit Fairfield County supports the Fairfield County Heritage Association.
We love their unique programs and their fabulous museums.
Please consider supporting the Fairfield County Heritage Association so that we can continue to keep that history alive for generations to come.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Captain Rogers here. I support Fairfield Heritage. I reckon you should too.
Welcome back. And thank you for watching, and we also want to thank everyone who's participated in our videos. Tonight we have a little special thing that we're going to do. Each year we recognize 1 or 2 volunteers with a special award that was named after its first recipient, Diane Eversole Award. And she contributed her tremendous talents to the Heritage Organization. She was a co-director of the Georgian for many years with Joyce Harvey, and then she was in countless fundraisers and events to help us. She was a board member, then president of the Heritage Association, and she's always been a supporter. So Diane, we love you. And tonight in her honor, we are going to recognize 2 volunteers with the Diane Eversole Award for exemplary and enduring contributions to the Fairfield County Heritage Association. Our first honoree has been a volunteer at the Georgian for over 17 years and continues to give her time as a receptionist and volunteer at events and fundraisers. She served on the board of directors and then became president of the board for 3 years. She was president during a time of change for our organization, but with her leadership, we emerged even stronger with the strength and determination to continue our mission of preserving history. She's currently the gift shop manager, ordering stock, doing inventory, and keeping both gift shops current and appealing with the help of her assistant, Judy Groff. She took over all these duties with the retirement of the previous gift shop manager, Dolores Trout, in 2008. She is in charge of the annual Christmas card, which so many people look forward to. She finds an artist in the subject matter and gets it done by the fair, where it is unveiled each year. She's also a huge part of our fair booth with our friend Fran Miller at the helm. This energetic person does more than I can list. We always count on her for her honesty, good ideas, and practicality. She serves on the steering committee, and her dedication to the Georgian and the Heritage Association is inspiring to all of us. It's my honor to announce the recipient of the 2021 Diane Eversole Award, Sherry Baker. Please come up. So we'd like for you to say a few words in the mic if you want.
Thank you. Really appreciate this. It's a great organization, and I'm just thrilled to death with the. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Sherry. We appreciate all you do. All right, now our second honoree got started at the Sherman House after taking a tour of the museum about 20 years ago. When her husband knew all the answers to the questions being asked by the fellow visitors, they were asked to become volunteers, and she's been there ever since. Just a couple years after becoming a volunteer, she was asked to become director of the Sherman House when former longtime director Connie Lightnecker retired. She agreed to take on this task and has done a tremendous job. She's inventoried all the artifacts in that museum with the invaluable assistance of the curator Phyllis Kuhn. She knows the story of the Sherman family in depth and has shared that knowledge with countless others. She is an important part of our local Civil War Roundtable, planning interesting speakers and programs with the president of the group, Bill Brubach, and she heads the Sherman Steering Committee as they plan the activities there. We are very grateful to have her knowledge of the Sherman family and her dedication to the museum. It is my honor to announce the winner of the 2021 Diane Eversole Award, Laura Bullock.
Laura.
Congratulations. Please say a few words.
Thank you so much.
You got to speak into the mic.
This is an honor, and I certainly didn't expect it. It's wonderful. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to make one announcement here. These folks have been talking about all the events that have been canceled. However, our Civil War Roundtable is going on next week, and we have an awesome speaker coming in all the way from California, David Dixon. So we'd love to have you come and see us next Wednesday night. Thank you. I really, really appreciate this.
Thank you for all you do. Thank you, Laura. As Laura mentioned, the Civil War Roundtable is next Wednesday night, the 15th at 7 o'clock, and that will be held at Fairfield Community Church at 860 East Mulberry Street. We're not going to have it at the Sherman House so we can have more room for social distancing, and also because we are hoping that there will be a lot more people that will want to attend this really phenomenal speaker. So we appreciate our volunteers, and we're very grateful to have Sherry and Laura helping us. And congratulations again for the award, certainly well deserved. And we'll get on with the telethon.
Welcome to the first and possibly last History Nerd Slam from the Fairfield County Heritage Association. I'm your genial host, Mark Taylor, Director of the Georgian Museum. This is our judge and scorekeeper, Mary Lawrence, soon-to-be retired Marketing Director of Fairfield Heritage. These are our two teams. First off, we have the Rockville Reds and the Hot Talking Historians. On the Rockville Reds, we have the wonderful Laura Bullock, the dynamic Deanne Lightnicker, the vivacious Candy Ashton, the historian Joyce Harvey. What more can we say about Tammy Drabina than what's already been said? And again, the wonderful Marilyn Boyd on the end there. So welcome contestants. We're going to have a lively round of questions here. So we're going to have 3 rounds. First up, who founded the Fairfield Heritage Association?
Ruth Dringle.
Incorrect. All right, first up, A, Lancaster City Council. B, Fairfield County Commissioners. C, the Lancaster Historic Commission. D, 7 Fairfield County women who wanted to preserve Lancaster buildings. E, the Sherman Rotary Club. F, 7 men who met every morning at the White Cottage who were devoted to preservation. Hot Talking Historians.
D.
Correct. Yay. 7 Fairfield County women who preserved the Lancaster buildings. 5 points to Hot Talking Historians. Okay, we know it was 7 women. Here's a list of the first names of the women who were very active in the Fairfield Heritage Association. Out of all of these names, which one is the first name of a founder? Okay, A, Connie. B, Marion. C, Fran. D, Bernie. Or E, Myrna. Rockville Reds.
B.
Correct. Marion Furness. We know the Sherman House is called the Sherman House because the Sherman family lived there. Why is the Georgian Museum called the Georgian?
Because it's named after the Georgian tea room.
That is correct answer. We know that Charles and Mary Sherman had 11 children who all lived to adulthood, including William Tecumseh and John. Which name is not, I repeat, not the name of one of their daughters? A, Mary Elizabeth. B, Amelia. C, Frances. D, Susan. Or E, Eileen. Rockville Reds.
Eileen.
Correct. 5 points. Who are the 2 children of Charles and Mary Sherman to be buried near them in Elmwood Cemetery? It's multiple choice. A, Lamson and Susan. B, James and Mary Elizabeth. C, William Tecumseh and Charles. D, Hoyt and Mary Sherman. Joyce Harvey, Hot Talking Historians.
D.
Incorrect. Question goes to Rockville Reds.
B.
Correct. 5 points for Rafael. All right, that's the end of the first round. And the lead is
Rockville Reds with 15 points.
all right. We know Zane's Trace is named for Ebenezer Zane. His brother, Jonathan, and his son-in-law, John McIntyre, cleared the trace, and his sons offered the first lots for sale in mid-November of 1800. What were their names? So we're looking for the names of the sons. A, Ebenezer and Marley. B, John and Noah. C, Peter and Paul. D, Merlin and Marvin. Hot Dog historians, Candy Rubina.
B.
Correct, John and Noah. Just who was Betty Zane? A, the founder of the first twig in Fairfield County. B, Ebenezer's great-granddaughter and Zane Gray's mother. C, a heroine of frontier battle. D, brand of popcorn. E, twig founder and Zane Gray's mother. F, the gunpowder runner and popcorn namesake. Or G, none of the above.
F, the gunpowder runner and popcorn namesake.
I.J. Collins, considered the father of anchor hawking, loved to race what? A, pigeons. B, pigs at the fair. C, horses. Or D, cars. I think I heard Rockville Reds first. Thorvald.
C, horses.
Correct. One of Mr. Collins' favorite horses was named Bernard F. The horse was named for a customer, and who else? A, I.J.'s brother. B, Anchor Hawkins' best glass blower. C, I.J.'s brother-in-law. Or D, the fellow who saved the office safe from the Black Cat fire. Cameron Turbina. D, correct. Sugar Grove artist C.P. Ream was best known as, in this multiple choice, A, King of the Fruit Painters. B, King of the Clown Painters. C, King of Paint by Number Kits. Or D, King of the House Painters. Cameron Turbina.
A.
Correct. There is a doll in the Georgian Museum that is the likeness of the winner of the 1972 Miss Teen USA pageant. Her first name is Colleen. Is she A, Colleen Dewhurst, B, Colleen Klinkenbeard, C, Colleen Kim, or D, Colleen Fitzpatrick? Oh, I got the Rockville Reds there.
Yes, D, Fitzpatrick.
Correct. Which is older, the state of Ohio or Fairfield County? Or both?
Fairfield County.
Correct answer. Fairfield County had at least 2 chapters of the Wide Awake Club. Were they for or against Abraham Lincoln?
Against.
Incorrect answer. True or false? Theodore Mithoff was known as the Stagecoach King.
False. Not Peter Mithoff.
That's correct. Who was the Stagecoach King? Tammy Serena.
Talmadge. Yeah.
Correct. True or false? Gay Fad was a special line of martini glasses made in Carroll, Ohio. Tammy Serena. That is a false. All right. That is correct. Name the musical instrument that is almost the name of the annual award from the Fairfield Heritage. Laura Bullock?
Cornet.
Correct. Extra points if you can explain what the Cornet Award is.
It's for landscaping or house improvement.
Good enough.
Good enough scoring for our judge. Thank you very much. And you too could nominate a property for one of this year's Cornet Awards. Email your nomination to us at office@fairfieldheritage.org. All right, so I'll give you the topic, then you make your wagers. The topic is local events. Please make your wager. All right, here's your final question. And the winning team being the closest on this. What year did the Fairfield County Fair start? What year did the Fairfield County Fair start? Closest answer. Yeah, 30 seconds.
I was going to say 15 years. 58.
historians. What is your answer? What year did Fairfield County Fair start? 1850? Not quite correct, but close. The correct answer is 1851.
Oh. Do we get points for close?
So what was your wager? 65, so 65 plus 75. Rockland Reds, what was your answer? What was your answer? 1880. Oh, looks like Hot Dog was throwing far closer. Rockland Reds, what was your final wager?
75.
So that left you with 5 points. And Hot Dog Historians ended with
140.
140 points. Our winner for Hot Dog Historians. Down to the final question. What brilliant people we have here in our participants. So, just one last word here. Thank you for watching. Now it's a great time to make your donation to the Fairfield County Heritage Association. The phone number is 740-654-9923. That's 740-654-9923. Or you can bid on one of our many nifty gifts in our online auction at www.biddingowl.com. The auction closes at 9 p.m. tonight, so make your bids now. So final round for our wonderful contestants here, and congratulations to the Hawk Hawking Historians.
What you doing, Karen?
Oh, hey. Hey, Tammy. I'm just on my phone.
Doing what?
I'm checking out fairfieldheritage.com and essentially looking at all of the cool events coming up for our organization.
Very nice.
Did you know that you can go to see the images of the Georgian? Obviously, the Georgian is a historic home in downtown Lancaster, part of our museum. And in our Gosselin room, we have a exhibit of many different images and kitsch of the Georgian museum. And so you can come to our museum and see it.
And there's no charge for that. If somebody wants to come in and just view that exhibit, they can do so free of charge, and it's wonderful. I've seen it. It's a fantastic job by Mark Taylor, and it's fascinating, the different changes and the different looks of the Georgian over the last 190 years.
Mm-hmm. And it is an iconic building. It's such a popular and beautiful building that young people going to prom, people getting married, people passing through town just like to get their pictures taken out in front of it.
Absolutely.
So it's beautiful. Another event coming up is, and we were just talking about this briefly, was the Sherman Civil War Roundtable series. And we have a guest speaker. His name is David Dixon, and he is a historian. He's recently written a book called The Radical Warrior. And it is the story of August Willick's journey from German revolutionary to Union general. And that's going to take place on September 15th at 7 p.m. You don't have to be a member to go. It's only $5, and anyone can come.
Absolutely. You just pay at the door. You don't need to make a reservation. Just show up and really learn something and have a good time with fellow history buffs. Snacks included.
Snacks included, apparently. So. Hey, even better. And that is at the Fairfield Community Church here in Lancaster. It's at 860 East Mulberry Street, so right around the corner. And that is happening on Wednesday, September 15th, 7 p.m. So, you know, bring your husband, bring your wife, bring your kid, and learn some history. Now, moving on, it's almost October, and we've got another event. Social event coming up, and it is called?
It is a vintage Halloween party, and it will be held at the Georgian, and we are limiting it to 36 people so that we can have some distancing, but it will be a night that the spirits might come and visit us. We have several people that we know of who have passed away in the Georgian, and we know they love a good party. So we would not be a bit surprised if some of them make an appearance during our party. And we have also a tarot card reader and a psychic. So for your $35 ticket, You will get entertainment, excellent snacks, just like you would at the round table, because we have really good cooks, let me tell you.
So now these are these private readings that you can
yes,
have done?
you get a private reading, and then yeah, and
now,
it's just fun.
Now, will people wear costumes?
They can wear costumes. We're asking if you want to wear a historical type of costume. We don't care what. You can be, you know, Marie Antoinette. We had her at the last party. Oh. Awesome. Or anybody in history, or just, you know, a historical type of costume is fine. We don't want like maybe Superman or Barney or something like that.
Well, now I'm really curious because I don't really know the full history of Halloween or what a vintage costume would be. I mean, is there
anything from the past? You could be a hippie. You could be, you know, an 80s. You could be Civil War. You could be Revolutionary War.
I was just curious because I was thinking, you know, I mean, obviously Halloween is a huge American holiday. People love it, especially in Fairfield County. People love Halloween.
Absolutely.
And so I was just curious as to what someone might have dressed up as.
Well, and you could be a hobo. You could be representing the Depression for all we know.
Thank you. Thank you.
But the tickets are $35, and we do ask that you call the office because they are so limited. We want to control, we don't want to oversell. And so where you can keep better control of the number of tickets sold if you call in the office. But yeah, you can get a private reading and you get to pick. Do you want the tarot card reader or do you want the psychic? And we had rave reviews of them last time. We had them 2 years ago. Our party last year was canceled, but 2 years ago we had great fun, and we're looking forward to this one.
So that's October 22nd, 6:30 p.m. at the Georgian, the Vintage Halloween Party.
Yes.
And then our fall meeting is coming up on November 4th, and that's a Thursday. And we are going to be focusing on voting rights for women, so a historic suffrage movement for women.
And this is another thing that it's a membership meeting, but if you would like to come and hear it and get a good meal, you're certainly welcome. Just like with the Halloween party, you don't have to be a member for that either. We want to open our doors to anyone who's interested in history and who would like to maybe see what we're all about.
And something that's really interesting to mention about our annual meeting, it is, not only is it a fellowship, but it is truly historic entertainment. The speakers that we have had over the last several years have been amazing. And, you know, it is absolutely show-stopping talent. So not to be missed, come to our annual meeting. That's November 4th, a Thursday evening, and it's at the Knights of Columbus. And they can buy a ticket at the door.
No, they have to buy a ticket ahead of time because we need to know how many people to order dinner for.
Oh, it's dinner, yes, that is right. That is right.
Anyway, so I think it's time to get back with the entertainment.
All right, I'm ready to have fun.
Let's see what's coming up.
Greetings to all you Civil War buffs and buffettes. My name is Bill Brubaugh, and I'm current president of the local Civil War Roundtable. And I'm enjoying myself in one of my favorite places in the world, my backyard. I know that you have been enjoying this year's telethon, but at the risk of ruining it, I have again been asked by our noble leader to create a video about the William T. Sherman Memorial Chapter of the Lancaster Civil War Roundtable. First things first, we meet at 7 p.m. on the third Wednesday of these months. Our meeting place is usually the Sherman House on Main Hill. However, for larger meetings or to comply with whatever COVID-19 protocol may be in place, we may meet at the Fairfield Community Church. Always check the Heritage website prior to the meeting date, or make sure that you're on the Roundtable email list. To be placed on that list, email me at. Our meetings are very informal. A fee of $5 is requested to help reimburse presenters. Our presenters include local experts and nationally known speakers and authors. Topics include all facets of the Civil War and the Civil War era. The emphasis is on people and personalities. In addition to when and where a battle occurred, we want to know why the participants fought and how their personalities affected the outcome. Special guests, such as the Ohio Herb Lady, present hands-on learning experiences. Each meeting includes a question period, refreshments, and time for social interaction. The meetings usually last for 2 hours. Our next meeting is on September 15th, when nationally known author and speaker David Dixon will introduce us to his newest book. I hope to see you there. Now back to the fun.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As anybody should recognize who I am, and the lovely lady here beside me, everybody calls her Mrs. Claus, but that's not her name. Anya is her name. And we ask the children when they come to see us at Alley Park, and I want to remind everybody, we will be at Alley Park this year. After 2 years of not being here, we're very anxious to get back and see all the boys and girls here in Fairfield County. One of the reasons we're here today is to represent the Fairfield County Heritage Association, and this telethon that they're having is to raise money to continue the great work that they do in the heritage situation, in not only this county but throughout the country. It's very important at this time of year. The Georgian, the Sherman House, places like that. When you come to Lancaster, these are places that you need to come and visit. Don't forget us down at Alley Park, and we'll be there the 9th through the 11th this year, December. So we want to see everybody again this year. And right now, though, we really want you to call in and support the Fairfield County Heritage Association. If you would do that, we would be greatly pleased, and Santa will put you on the good list.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Santa, this is Tom the Toy Maker here.
Oh, Tommy!
Are we going to be able to bring the reindeer this year?
There'll be reindeers this year.
Okay,
absolutely.
good.
They said they would be there, so we're anxious to see that this year. So everybody remember that
We'll
the
be
9th,
there.
10th, and 11th of December, Tommy the Toy Maker, Anya, myself, Floyd, the whole gang will be there, so we're looking forward to seeing you. And remember, call in and donate to the Fairfield Heritage Association. Thank you very much.
Keep history alive for us. Keep history alive.
I am Cyrus Moore. I'm the director of the Baltimore Community Museum, and we are here in front of a display that talks about the history of Basel and Baltimore and how they came to become Baltimore. The town of Baltimore started out as two settlements itself, as New Market, which was south of the canal, and Rome, which was north of the canal. In 1832, these were united to become Baltimore, and here we have some old maps of the town. Basel was located across Paw Creek from the settlement that became Baltimore, and was largely settled by Swiss immigrants, which is how it got the name Basel. Here we have some early maps of Basel, and in 1947 they united to form the town of Baltimore as it is now. What's interesting about Baltimore is that as you drive through, you will notice two town squares, and those reflect the original towns. The museum itself has been around since the 1980s. It started in the basement of the library, which is now the Greitley House. A new structure was built for the museum and then added onto in the 1990s. The museum has enjoyed a lot of support from the community, and if you come visit, you will see many wonderful local artifacts. So the Baltimore Community Museum has really benefited from very generous members of the community, and here we have some of our favorite items in the collection donated some years ago. These are automobiles made by the Kaiser Company out of Toledo. They have such an iconic 1940s, 1950s post-World War II look to them. We are also fortunate to have some early Fords donated to us. The museum has a great automobilia collection to go with the cars themselves, including posters and advertisements, a lot coming from car dealerships in the town of Baltimore. In addition to these displays, we have a lot of genealogical resources and bicycles, World War II uniforms, and many other things that we try to rotate out so that hopefully every time you come to visit, there's something new to look at.
Over the years, the myths about General Sherman have taken the place of facts. Words have a longer lifespan than the stories, and sometimes it's often easier to tell a story.
History buffs, Karen Rotkus here with the Fairfield County Heritage Organization. And we are here in the kitchen of the Georgian, and I'm just going to take you through a little tour of the goodies on our online bidding, available on biddingowl.com under Fairfield Heritage. And we're going to start with our hand-painted Nick Barnes from Ohio, and the artist is Sir for these pieces are these are on our biddingowl.com silent auction, and these are hand-painted pieces available to bid on right now, and our bidding goes until 9. And these are all hand-painted pieces by Robert Krieger. We're going to move real quick. We've got the someone tells me that these are from the Sherman House, so I'm wondering if these are things that maybe a Civil War soldier would have had out in the field. Oh no, they're not. Cheddar crisps. So not things a Civil War soldier would have out in the field. Green olives? I don't think so either. But there's some delicious goodies in here, and anyone would have been happy to have Linder milk chocolate in their picnic basket back then. So we're going to go real quick into the pantry here. We've got some exciting handmade pieces in here. I don't know if you can get in here and get a look at some of these. So there is a hand-painted china. I see all of these unique pieces have a hand-painted design by the different artists in the club, and there's different punch bowl pieces, serving pieces, a little candy dish, a decorative plate, just wonderful little candy dishes, and I mean, I don't know if you can see a lot of the designs on here, but they're absolutely exquisite, and every single one of them is unique and hand painted. Let me see if I can show you another one here. And you can't feel this china, but this one has, it's a very nice bone china, and it has iridescent painting on here, so absolutely gorgeous. And so we're gonna pop out here to the main hallway again, and we're gonna look at some of the items. We've got to my right here some decorations right here. We've got some we don't know. I'm going to have to do a shout out for that one. We also have a art and clay pogo kit. So again, if you're not familiar, art and clay is one of our downtown businesses here in downtown Lancaster, and they do all of the wood or the fired pottery and painting and design. We have a beautiful handmade quilt here, And again, you can see that this is all hand embroidered. What do we got back here? We've got some trivets and some classic buildings here in Lancaster. The Mithoff, of course, newly renovated building in our downtown. Up here we've got a picture of Christmas time at Alley Park. And we also have a beautiful circa 1840 clock. This is an absolutely gorgeous piece here. We've got some primitive pottery here and some images of the beautiful renovated rock mill out here in between Canal Winchester and Lancaster. And then over here in the corner, we've got beautiful birdhouses. Those are handmade, and I believe bluebird houses. And then we have another item, a vest and hat, as well as some other accoutrements that I'm not really sure what they are. But getting ready for the fall and maybe doing some walking in the woods. So real quick, this is we've got some pieces down here. I don't know if you can get a look at those. But one is obviously a view of Mount Pleasant from the Fairfield County Fairgrounds. For those of you who are familiar, it is the last fair in the state of Ohio, and that's going to be coming up here real soon. But view of Mount Pleasant from the fairgrounds, and then we have, I don't know what else we have. Got St. Mary's, and I'm not actually sure on Mulberry Street. So, all right. So real quick, we're finishing up, and our last item is a Christmas gift bag here on our online auction. So we're going to be finishing up. Please, there's still time. You can get on biddingowl.com and bid on our silent auction items. Again, if you have any more questions, please visit our website, fairfieldheritage.com. And thank you so much for joining our telethon and helping us support history in Fairfield County.
Over the years, the myths about General Sherman have taken the place of facts. Words have a longer lifespan than the stories, and sometimes it's often easier to tell a story than it is to tell the truth. Such has been the fate of William T. Sherman. More than one author agrees that Sherman was a great general, but one whose legacy may have been shaped more by words than by historic facts. I've listed a few facts about Sherman's life that some of us may have missed. During the 1800s, the name William Tecumseh Sherman was often entwined with United States history. The Sherman family motto is "Conquer death by virtue," and William Sherman lived that value. In 1848, Sherman identified the California gold, composed a letter and map for President Polk, and that started the 1849 gold rush. 1850, the president, his cabinet, Daniel Webster and Henry Clay attended the Sherman wedding. 59, he became president of what is now Louisiana State University, a position that he dearly loved. However, in 1861, he resigned when the state seceded from the Union. He believed that nothing was more important than preserving the Union of the United States. His main priority was always to restore order and save the Union. 1864, General Sherman arranged transportation for Atlanta citizens to leave the city, to be out of the path of war. Even though Confederate General John Bell Hood didn't mean to destroy the city, he and his men started the Atlanta Fire to keep war supplies out of the Union soldiers' hands. Many of us have heard that in December 1864, when Savannah fell, Sherman wired Lincoln, "I beg to present to you as a Christmas gift the city of Savannah." But how many of us know that General Sherman shared his food and supplies with the starving Savannah citizens so that they too could enjoy Christmas? He said that if a victory can be won without bloodshed, I prefer it. Fewer soldiers, both Union and Confederate, were killed in Sherman-led battles than in battles of other leaders. By destroying what the enemy needed to fight the war, he lessened the amount of bloodshed and brought a quicker end to the war. And of course, his soldiers loved him for that. In 1865, he was responsible to protect the workers and the equipment for the Transcontinental Railroad, which allowed us to push westward across America. In 1868, General Sherman negotiated a treaty with the Navajo Nation that is still in effect today. It's the only treaty that gives Native Americans back their own land. And now, every year on June 1st, the Navajos celebrate Treaty Day in honor of General Sherman. 1969, he was appointed commander of all the U.S. Army, and during these years, he worked tirelessly to maintain military pay and troop strength. In 1880, in Columbus, Ohio, General Sherman gave his War is Hell speech, in which he said, "There is many a boy here today that looks on war as all glory, but boys, it is all hell." 1884, when asked to be a presidential candidate, he insisted, "If nominated, I will not run. If elected, I will not serve." William T. Sherman has been honored and remembered in many more ways than can be listed here. Sherman is the one Lancaster name that people all over the country know. He's our heritage, and it's a heritage that we can be, of which we can be very proud. It's our challenge to preserve the positive Sherman story. So please come see us at the Sherman House real soon. Thanks.
He's part of the faction that's anti-Jackson. That's really why the Ohio legislature sent him there as an anti-Jackson candidate. So then when it's time for the 1840 election, who gets elected but William Henry Harrison? Right there. And who gets elected with William Henry Harrison? It's Tippecanoe and Tyler too. Okay, and as we know, William Henry Harrison has painfully short term in office, but he has chosen Mr. Ewing as his Secretary of the Treasury. Well, when Harrison dies, Tyler is not of the same political leanings as Harrison, but whoever thought a vice president would have any power? He becomes president, and all the cabinet members immediately resign except Ewing, because Ewing is committed to getting through a rechartering of the National Bank. And he sees it as his mission to get that job done. And he goes to Tyler and he says, "What will it take in the legislation for you to sign it if I can get it through Congress?" And he dictates the terms of what the bank should be. And he gets it passed. And don't you know that so-and-so vetoed it? And so that's when Ewing resigned. He's like, I can't work with these people.
In 1899. Now, he stayed chairman of the board until 1965 when he stepped down because of poor health. He was 98 years old. And he passed away the following year, 99. So they opened a 5 and dime here in 1950. And then a 25-cent to a dollar store was opened next door. A dollar store. Everything old is new again, right? Now, Presby's was able to acquire another 41 feet of footage. So then they remodeled and expanded the whole thing, so it was just one store at that time, and that was in 1957. It was 44,000 square feet. They had 27 regular and 3 part-time employees in the 60s. The store manager was Steve Sable. Their motto was famous for quality and low prices. I was told by someone who was a kid during this time period that Presby's had the best candy counter of all the 5 and dimes down in LA. Okay, and Mark confirms that.
It's a name, the establishment. picture an object or an animal or a person? Well, the answer kind of took me by surprise, actually, and I've been saying that for a while. It was because people in the earlier part of the 1800s were not widely well read. Most people did not know how to read. Tell them you get pictures, they look for a sign with a picture on it. Maybe get a sign of the ship, they look for a sign with a ship on it. Now they knew where to go.
Welcome back. We're here for our last big push. The telethon ends in 15 minutes. So you have 15 minutes to call and really help us out. We need to raise the funds to keep the museums operating into next year. As we mentioned before, the buildings are either over 200 or almost 200 years old. They need almost constant care and maintenance. And we want to be able to continue our programming so we can bring historical education to as many people as possible. I'm going to take a second here and read off a few more names of donors that we've had. Joan Wedge, Mary Widener, Lynn and Tim Hall, Phyllis Kuhn, Chris and Tom Moe. Thank you to them for calling in or donating online or driving in. So if you want to call in, 740-654-9923. You can go online, fairfieldheritage.com, and click the donate button. Or if you want to send a check, that'd be fine too. If you want to call and tell us that you're sending it, we'll try to get your name in before the end of the program. So Mary, what do you think about the telethon so far?
I think it's almost over. But you still have a time to make a contribution. As Tammy said, call us at 740-654-9923. Operators, both of us, are standing by. And or you can go online, fairfieldheritage.com, and click on the donate button. And everything you give will be doubled. So you give us $5, that's like giving us 10, because the Fox Foundation has generously agreed to match the first $15,000 that we raise. Give us $10, it becomes 20. It's just that simple. Mm-hmm. So every little bit matters in helping us reach our goal.
Oh, absolutely. And we cannot thank the Fox family enough for doing this. It's just an amazing gift, and thank you to them so much. Thank you to all of our donors who have already made a contribution. We hope that you'll consider it. Please check out our online auction that is on until 9 o'clock. So there are still lovely things that you can bid on and hopefully win. Those proceeds also will help us. So we're very grateful for everything. We're very grateful for viewers like you who are watching us and tuning in and calling. So thank you for that. And I think that's about all what we need to do right now. Is that right, Mary?
I think our work here is done.
Okay.
Now it's your turn.
Yes, please call. We'll be waiting for your calls with our staff here. And again, thank you for watching our telethon and for all your support this past year. Last year, when everyone's struggling, with the COVID and all the problems that has caused. We found out who our supporters were, and you guys are amazing. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So anyway, let's get back to some music. How about that?
Sing it with the spirit that will start the world along. Sing it as we always sing it, 60,000 strong. While we go marching through Georgia, hurrah, hurrah, we bring the Jubilee. Hurrah, hurrah, the flag that makes you free. So we'll sing the chorus from Atlanta to the sea. While we go marching through Georgia. Sherman's dashing Yankee boys will never reach the coast. So those saucy rebels said 'twas a handsome boast. But they had forgot, alas, to reckon with our host. While we went marching through Georgia, hurrah, hurrah, we bring the Jubilee. Hurrah, hurrah, the flag that makes you free. So we'll sing the chorus carpet that shall never call retreat. He is sifting out the hearts of men before the judgment seat. Be swift, my soul, to answer him. Be jubilant, my feet. Our God is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. In the beauty of the lilies, Christ was born across the sea, with a glory in his bosom that transfigures you and me. He died to make men holy. Let us fight to make men free, while God is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on.
All right, welcome back. We want to thank Steve Ball and his wife Lisa Ball for that wonderful music that they performed and let us use for the end of our telethon here. You know, the Marching Through Georgia was a song that Sherman heard every place he went after the Civil War, and it's my understanding that he grew to hate the song. Is
Yes,
that correct?
He did. That is correct.
All right. Another little tidbit you can learn from Heritage. So we wanted just to give you an update on what we've raised tonight. With the help of the Fox Foundation, it looks like we're about $32,400. So yes, so we really appreciate it. Our goal tonight was $35,000. Now the auction is still going on, and you still have time if you want to call or if you want to mail a check or go online and donate. We're not going to close it out, you know, this second. We'll be taking donations for the next few days as the mail arrives, because we do know some people have mailed in checks, and we really appreciate it. I can't tell you enough, you know, what it means to us to have the support of the community like this, and you to support our telethon this way. So anyone wanting to add anything?
Thanks. Nope, just say thanks everyone for your help and greatly appreciate it.
We're so grateful. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, thank you for tuning in, and we will maybe see you next year. I don't know. All righty. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.